A journey to the West. This is the month of Saga Dawa, and today is the 30th. On the 15th of this past month, it was the triple anniversary for the Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana traditions, commemorating the Buddha's birth, enlightenment, and parinirvana. Recently in India, Sri Lanka, and many other places, practitioners from these three main traditions, Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana, all gathered together. This happened in India, Sri Lanka, and other countries as well. This month has been very special. Today is the final day. When we recite the King of Aspiration prayers, please dedicate the merit mindfully. Many holidays and the lunar calendar coincide now. It is a very rare and precious time. So when we do the dedication later, please dedicate your roots of virtue well. Whatever merits you've created during Saga Dawa, be sure to dedicate them. Today, let's continue with a journey to the West. It is true that everyone pursues wealth and fame. The fact is that if you have accumulated good karma in the past, you will succeed without much deliberate effort. Without good karma, however, no matter how hard you work and how much effort you put in, you can hardly gain fame or fortune in this lifetime. Therefore, everyone should learn to let go, or else no matter how occupied you may be, you will never put an end to samsaric things that are trivial and meaningless. Regarding this, His Holiness indeed encouraged us to talk more about accumulating virtue. Many people think they can change their fate simply through sheer effort, but without the causes from past lives, it's difficult. The happiness and prosperity, fame and reputation you once had, as well as all the suffering you experienced in this life, have all become memories and will never return, just like a dream from last night. In your dreams, even if you enjoy happiness or experience suffering for a long time, everything disappears when you wake up. These joys and sorrows are not real at all. The dream analogy is used first. Similarly, when you die, the happiness and pain you experienced in your entire life will have vanished without a trace, having no substantial meaning at all. Therefore, you should not crave happiness, wealth, fame, or anything else in samsara. Each of us should take a look at our lives today. If this were my final day, if I were to die tonight, what would we think? Everyone, reflect on this. In that moment, will my craving for happiness, wealth, and pleasure, will any of it be of use? The truth is, many of us hear these teachings often, but we don't think about them deeply enough. Oh, it probably won't happen. I won't die yet. Others might die, but not me. That's how we always tend to think. But in reality, when we finally face death, most of the things we clung to will be useless. The great compassionate Buddha once said that just like staying in a filthy room where you can only smell the stench but not any trace of fragrance, similarly, no matter which of the 6 realms you take birth in, there will only be suffering and no happiness. If you deeply contemplate this, you will understand that both agony and pleasure is suffering in nature, and that true happiness does not exist in samsara. If you realize that everywhere in samsara is suffering, what will arise within your mind? It is the genuine intention to transcend samsara, the feeling that you no longer wish to remain trapped. This authentic aspiration will arise naturally. If a deep and profound sense of renunciation takes root in our mind, then it becomes very easy to see through samsara, gain clarity, and let go. This covers what we call suffering, the first of the 4 noble truths. Next, we discuss the second, the origin of suffering. If you want to eliminate suffering, you must endeavor to uproot its cause. Suffering will not naturally cease by itself. The cause of suffering is called the origin. This consists of mental afflictions and karma. Many of us mistakenly think that the cause of suffering is not the origin. We might think that drinking, suicide, or drugs, that these are not part of the origin. We think, if I do these things, maybe I'll find some happiness. When many people are in extreme pain, they choose these other paths. But in reality, if you try to find happiness through desire, hatred, or ignorance, it will only make your suffering grow more intense. So there is a real gap between what the Buddha taught and how we live our daily lives. When His Holiness gave these teachings in a country like the United States, He was addressing how we solve our daily problems. Even today, many Buddhists might not fully understand. We might still think suffering can be eliminated through external means. Now, there are two types of causes for suffering. One is mental afflictions and the other is karma. There are three main mental afflictions: desire, hatred, and ignorance. Desire is the fixation on wealth, power, status, friends, and loved ones. In short, to feel anything desirable and thus cling to it is called desire. If you fall prey to such emotion, there will be endless suffering, so you must try all means to rid yourself of desire. These are truly pith instructions. The Master Sara has said even a sesame seed's worth of attachment can lead to endless suffering. As we see here, if one is controlled by desire, that person will never find happiness. They will face unceasing suffering every single day. So this is a cause of suffering. One is desire. Many people suffering today are in that state because they are controlled by it. It's quite pitiful and extremely painful. Then there is hatred. Hatred is the mental state that wishes others to suffer. On top of that, it manifests as anger. What is the cause of hatred? It arises when you or your loved ones are harmed, or your enemies are benefited by others. These are the reasons for anger. If you don't root this out completely, what happens? You experience unceasing suffering. So you must also eradicate this destructive emotion. His Holiness explained this so well. None of us want to suffer, yet some create endless pain through desire, while others do the same through hatred. Look at so many countries in the world. Sometimes when you see those videos and images from the battlefields, it is truly heartbreaking. They disregard even their own lives, driven by hatred and the intent to kill. Ignorance means not knowing what to do and what not to do. It's having no idea of practicing virtue or abstaining from non-virtue. It's being completely in the dark about these principles. There are two types of ignorance. Actually, when it comes to ignorance, we can be quite deluded sometimes. We might not even realize it. We think, oh, I'm actually quite wise. But some people really are deeply lost in delusion. We see it all the time, extreme cases of ignorance. Ignorance consists of not understanding and misunderstanding. Not understanding refers to being born as humans in Jambudvipa, which is quite different from other forms of life, yet never working hard to practice virtue or avoid non-virtue. If you have no religious belief at all, just idling your time and being in a daze all day long, you would be living like cows and horses. They only know how to eat, drink, and evade danger. Aside from that, humans are supposed to be different. Well, animals don't wear clothes, though nowadays some people do dress them up. As humans, we wear clothes, but otherwise there is little difference. There are three major religions and various minor ones. It is important that you choose one to follow. Otherwise, to simply waste away your days is indeed a severe type of ignorance. For instance, when I was in California, there were many cows on pastures to be slaughtered. Back when His Holiness was there a park or pasture in California. When visiting the area, some animals were kept there for visitors, while others were just waiting to be slaughtered. I believe that's what His Holiness was referring to. He saw many cattle at the time. They were destined for slaughter soon, yet they just grazed in the pasture leisurely. None of the cows ever tried to escape. Likewise, some people believe they do not need a spiritual belief. They have no higher ideal or pursuit, simply indulging in food and drink. People nowadays are so obsessed with consumption. Every day is about fine dining and pretty scenery. But many are running out of money now. Even if they want to indulge, they can't. Traveling has become difficult too. This year, both domestically and globally, the economy has taken a serious downturn. Now people are just trying to survive. Those who used to live for pleasure. And their diet is quite tragic too. So many sentient beings are killed. Through all that advertising and tourism, countless lives are sacrificed for these tourist spots. Sometimes our human world looks colorful and wonderful on the surface, but our actions, behaviors, and thoughts are completely upside down. As a group of beings, we are in a pitiful state. Is this not even worse than those cows? We shouldn't live like this, as His Holiness said. Next is the misunderstanding type of ignorance. Let's see where we are. Let's cover a bit more. This type refers to having a belief, but not understanding the true reality of things. So you must be careful. Before joining a religion, examine its authenticity and consult others. Following a tradition impulsively without careful observation and analysis is not a wise thing to do. Even with your daily food, you examine it carefully. Is it delicious, hygienic, or toxic? How much more so for a path that concerns your everlasting welfare? Therefore, you must employ deliberate consideration. Truly joining a path and relying on a spiritual teacher are matters that span across all future lives. You shouldn't make a hasty choice. Some people zealously love one religion or hate another for no reason. This is irrational. We should use logical analysis to carefully plan our life's journey and destination. Think about what is correct and what is wrong, what is beneficial and what is not. It requires deep and meticulous investigation. To join a religion hastily without any judgment is truly silly. Whether it's relying on a teacher or choosing a path, this impulsive behavior must be avoided. All right, that's all for today.
Bandharangara Padmasada Bandharangara Padmasada